Welcome to our Capital Recovery Center, where we focus on two key concepts. How can we help you with your recovery today, and what does recovery mean to you? Tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. to our coffee and conversation meeting, and Thursdays at 1 p.m. to our All Recovery meeting. For updated information, follow our Capital Recovery Center Facebook page.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our coffee and conversation. My name is Karen, and I'm one of your recovery coaches.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Michael, and I'm one of your recovery coaches.
For this week, Recovery on Wheels will be out on Wednesday, April 20th, and Vineland on Northeast Boulevard and Wood at the street parking between Wood and Plum Street. Come out to get some information, just stop by. And the road bus will be out at regular time from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Right? Oh, and today we start our evening hours, our new schedule. So the center will be open today from all the way to 2 p.m.
So evening hours, you can come in. We're going to have some mentoring groups tonight around 6:30. Just stop in and check us out. We're going to have a lot more going on this weekend. We'll be here from 11 to 2, and we're going to be putting together some type of family dynamic groups because a lot of times people leave out the family aspect of a person that's struggling with a substance use disorder. So we're going to be putting all that together and having more things to offer our community. All these groups you can attend. Excuse me. You can attend in person. So we're going to be picking up momentum in all those areas. So make sure you share Coffee and Conversation or Recovery Meeting. And we're going to be having another meeting, 8 Dimensions of Recovery Capital, how you build your recovery capital. That's going to be on Tuesday evenings too. We got a lot of stuff for y'all. So what else we got? That's all our announcements, right?
Yes.
So today we're going to talk about tips for staying motivated in recovery. And the reason why I picked this particular topic is because a lot of times people lose momentum. And one of my personal thing is to always try to, I have a vision in my head and in regards to my recovery process. And it's always like a snowball coming down a mountain. If it starts small up there, by the time you get down a mountain on that snow, it will be so big that it will pick up so much momentum that by the time you get to the bottom, it will be so large. So in recovery, a lot of times sometimes we get in places where we start to coast. And whenever you find yourself just coasting, you need to start getting motivated again. Because when you find yourself in a coasting situation, it's like you tell your brain, I arrived. But there is absolutely no such place as arriving in recovery. So we're going to talk about tips for staying motivated. It says motivation is a critical component to recovery because it defines the reason why we act or behave in a particular way. No, I'm a probably take forever on it. It said motivation is a critical component to recovery because it defines the reason why we act or behave in a particular way. Often in early recovery, motivation levels are high and there are plans and ideas in place to remain sober. That's when you have that adrenaline, like, I got it, I want to do it. And then it says, however, as time passes, our motivation to remain sober can begin to decrease for various reasons. And that's important because I have the motto, or I always tell people that I mentor, and I always tell them, I will never ever use any substance again. And they say, I don't know if you should say that. And I say, according to my faith or my higher power, the God of my understanding, I can say that. However, even though I have that in my spirit and my mind that I'll never do it again, I am always conscious of keeping my momentum. I'm staying motivated with my recovery process. So it says, perhaps life has become stressful, work is overwhelming, and life doesn't seem as fun sober. When recovery fatigue strikes, relapse becomes a concern. So, what are some ways to ensure you're staying motivated in recovery? These tips will help you. So, the tips we're going to go over today is simply some things. This is not an exhaustive list. You probably got some different tips you can share with us. But the first one we have here is connect with the recovery community. With Capital Recovery Center, you can connect with us. You can always come to 72 North Pearl Street. You can drop in. We're here today from 8:30 to 9 p.m. That's a lot of time. In today's world, there are more and more opportunities to connect and interact in recovery communities. Of course, there are traditional AA and NA and Celebrate Recovery meetings, but there are also several other options. Many online social media communities allow you to connect and interact with other recovering addicts from all around the world. Additionally, there are online meetings like Coffee and Conversation and interactive chat sessions on one particular and to stay connected. One can participate and stay connected. And staying connected is a surefire way to staying motivated as you set out on a lifelong recovery journey. So connecting with a recovery community. This is something that I think people overlook. Or I was talking to a friend of mine and he says, me and him both come from the same background, our past background. And he said, I think sometimes people look at us. We were talking about some of our friends who have went back to using. And I said, I think sometimes people look at, he was talking about me and him. And he says they look at us and they think it's easy. Or at least they think we make it look easy. When really they have no idea. Like, for instance, today I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning, probably 3:30. I was up at 3:30 this morning. I was like, man, I can't go to sleep. So I did some studying, I did some devotion, and then around 5:30, I started going to sleep. I'm like, there's no need to go to sleep now. But a lot of people don't understand the sacrifice you have to make in your recovery journey. So staying motivated as you set out on your lifelong recovery journey starts with you connecting with a recovery community. All right, sister, go ahead.
Second one is set achievable goals. A great way to stay motivated is to set both short-term and long-term goals. Setting goals and having checkpoints can keep you on track and give you rewarding feelings of accomplishment and progress toward a goal. Make sure goals are measurable. How do you know how close you are to achieving it? And specific. Can you clearly define when your goal will be met?
Yeah. Achievable goals. Don't set unrealistic goals. Remember, you want to make goals that are measurable. That's smart, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So you want to set achievable goals. You celebrate even the smallest of success. You can celebrate all type of goals, but when you set goals, make sure you have goals that you can actually measure. Like, see, am I doing it? Like, if you want to start reading a book or start writing and doing some exercise or doing some meditation, set achievable goals, something that you can go back and say, all this week I did this, I did this, I did this. So when you set achievable goals, and then you can have like checkpoints. Let me go back to revisit. Am I following through on the goals that I set? One of the things that I try not to do is I'm very task oriented. If I start something, I gotta finish it. I just It's just move out the way. I gotta finish this task. And I do that in my recovery walk, in my spiritual life. I have goals. I set measurable goals. One of the things that I do, I'm a 10-time published author, but I always, and people couldn't understand how I do it, but I put the pressure on myself. I'll set the release date for a book before I finish writing it. I'll tell them this is the day it's getting released, but the book is not even finished, haven't all the way been completed. But I'll set the release date. That's my goal. Now I know as the months going past, I'm looking at that date like, it's getting close. I gotta finish. But when you set a measurable goal like that, you have checkpoints you can check. Like, okay, is the cover ready? Is this ready? Is the literature edited? All that stuff. But you can always set measurable, something that you can check and make sure it's you're following through on it. My next one is create a gratitude list. Wow. Recovery is not a smooth journey. You can say that again. There will be both good times and difficult times. Being able to find something to be grateful for in both the good and the difficult times can keep you on the path of recovery. Get in the habit of making daily lists. And remember, there's always something to be grateful about. Just like if you suffered the relapse, but you hear me talking right now, that's something to be grateful about, because a lot of people did not make it past their last relapse. So if you're able to hear us, then you can be grateful for that. If you still don't have your life in order how you think you should have it right now, that's all right. As long as you started the process, it's something you can be grateful for. So always create a gratitude list. Just be grateful. One of the things I'm grateful for, being as though the past I had, I always feared my children being incarcerated and stuff like that, right? I'm grateful that I got 5 biological children and none of them has ever been incarcerated or anything like that, right? So every day I wake up, that's something I'm grateful for. So you always can create a gratitude list. Find something that you can be grateful for. What we got next?
Keep a recovery journal, blog, or video.
All right, I like journal.
As time passes, it can be easy to forget our beginning struggles and the reasons we have for wanting to get sober. We might become complacent if we feel we haven't made progress.
Mm-hmm.
By keeping a journal, blog, or video blog, you can more easily see the progress and growth of your journey, making staying motivated an easier task. You might even have a desire to share your writings or videos with others who are struggling.
Wow.
Like Mr. Mike.
Yo, listen, we might become complacent if we feel we haven't made progress. One of the things that happens a lot in recovery, remember we talking about tips to stay motivated in recovery. And when a person becomes complacent, when they get complacent, oh man, it's a very big deal, because again, I bring back to those who just tuned in that you get to a place where you think you arrive. And if every individual I talk to who suffer relapse, who goes back into the life that they're trying to come out of, if they play it back in their mind, they'll find a place where they got complacent. They either stop going to their recovery support meetings, they stop going to their spiritual foundation, they stop listening to their mentors, recovery coaches. Somewhere along that line, they got very complacent. So this one says, keep a recovery journey. If you keep a journey, it will help you. It might help you from becoming complacent, because you can track your progress. So that's a good tip. That's another great tip right there. This next one is a biggie of mine. Create structure. Man, a structured life is so powerful. It can benefit you. Listen, chaos can be overwhelming. I don't like chaos and drama. Any chaos and drama, I deviate from it. I don't like it. It doesn't do me well. By having a structured schedule of healthy and positive activities from day to day, you can create a sense of order in your life. This is also a great way to improve your goal setting and goal reaching work. Having a create a structured life. When I leave work, I go home, I put my bags down, I go in the house, I get my gym stuff on, I go down to the gym, I walk 15 minutes, I run 15 minutes, then I do some weights, I come upstairs, I get ready, then I do some devotions online. I got a very structured day. After all the day, all the stuff I did during the course of the day, I still make sure I keep up to what I have structured for that day. Now, if you have any chaos or drama, all that stuff can become overwhelming. And if you structure your day, not saying you won't come around people with a lot of drama or a lot of chaos, we just saying that if you structure your day in such a way that you can try to distance yourself from all that nonsense. And also, it says this is also a great way to improve your goal setting and goal reaching work because your day is so structured. You know, like I got this goal, I got this goal. I can't worry about a lot of nonsense if I'm trying to achieve these goals. So that's a very powerful one too. All of these is really good. What we got next?
Work a 12-step program. Working the 12 steps with a sponsor can help guide you and keep you motivated to continue the progress in your journey or recovery. These programs provide a reliable resource for accountability, fellowship, and spirituality. Accountability, fellowship, and spirituality. Sorry, we got distracted.
Yeah. Work the 12 steps. I was going to go back to structure. Working the 12 steps. No, if you have like a sponsor, mentor, even if you're not in the 12-step fellowship, right? You can always be connected to programs like ours, or you can get into Celebrate Recovery. You can have a spiritual foundation. We have at my church, we have one that's called Victorious Living. It's all types of fellowships that you can get. But when you're working the 12 steps with a sponsor, it can help guide you and keep you motivated. Also, mentors, recovery coaches, and they can help guide you. But the one thing that I think a lot of people, students, mentees, whomever, whatever title you want to put on the opposite end of it, sponsee, whatever. One of the most important things that a person needs to understand that you're mentoring or sponsoring is if I give you the advice and you don't listen to the advice, it's no, you can't say that didn't work. Because there's no way for people to sponsor people, mentor people, if they ask you what you want. You tell them what to do, but then they tell you, nah, this is what I need to do. Well, listen, I don't think you did. You're pretty good, right? So you got to understand working the 12 steps can help guide you. Let people guide you. It's okay. I'm going on, I almost lost count. I think August will be 13 years since I last did any substance. Yeah, that is that's crazy. So, but before I got to where I am now, and I still use my mentors, but they guided me. I was a lot, what I knew, what I thought I knew, I threw it away. They was like, you know this? I said, yeah. They said, we don't want you to just throw it away. Don't use it. I said, man, I'm gonna throw it away. They was like, just listen to us. We gonna tell you what to do. You execute and see the outcome. And I cannot explain to you. One of the things when people are working the 12 steps and you have a sponsor and it says they can help guide you. This is the same thing for your mentors, your spiritual advisors. They're there to help guide you. I have never had someone mentor me before, and they messed up. Do you know when they messed up, they were so confident in what they put in me that they reached out to me.
Oh, wow.
I cried. I was crying. I said, what? You kidding me? So they knew that they put the right stuff in me, guided me to the right stuff that when they were in need, that I had the available resources in me to provide to them. And that's why when you work with 12 steps and you have a sponsor or somebody guiding you, let them guide you. They already achieved what you have not achieved. So if they achieved it, trust the process and allow them to guide you. Recovery coaches, counselors, spiritual advisors, sponsors, all of them, right? Mentors, all of them probably are in a place in their life where they have already succeeded at something that you possibly are trying to achieve at. So allow them to guide you in that process. All right, let's move. We're talking about tips for staying motivated. The next one is service work. This is another great one. A well-known quote in AA is, to keep it, you must give it away. Helping others who are struggling can give people hope, strength to continue with their own recovery. It allows people to recognize where they are, how far they have come in their journey. Service work can look different for everyone. It could be as little as offering a ride to a meeting or setting up chairs, making coffee, or it could be as much as becoming a sponsor or acting as a guest speaker at a local event. Service work is always beneficial. It's a tip for you to stay motivated in recovery by giving back to individuals. Remember, people behind us are only in the place where we came from. So it's best to try to give back to them. And I can't even explain to you how beneficial it is to me to hear people or see people that you were able to help in some type of way. And then they reach back out to you and say, oh, I'm so happy that I connected to you. And I'm happy that you allowed me to, or connected me to this facility. My life changed and all that. It's priceless. So service work is something you want to try to get back into. Soon, when we get everything running here, I'm sure we're going to have volunteer opportunities here where people can come in and volunteer at the Capital Recovery Center once we get all our stuff motivated and momentum rolling. So you'll have opportunities to give back to your community also. Next
is practice self-care. Make sure you try to take at least 20 to 30 minutes a day doing something you enjoy for yourself. It is easy to get caught up in the busy routines of life, work, relationships, meetings, obligations, and the list goes on. If we don't balance our lives and do things we enjoy, we might become overwhelmed and stressed. Take the time to read, journal, meditate, pray, exercise, practice a hobby, or listen to music.
Practice self-care. If you burn out, you ain't no good to nobody. My mom used to say that if I don't get enough sleep, I ain't gonna be no good to none of y'all. Make sure you try to take at least 20, 30 minutes a day doing something you enjoy. Because we can get so worked up in trying to stay sober that we don't ever actually do anything we enjoy. I can't wait. The weather just started to break, but it switched up on us for the last couple of days. But I was like, yeah, it's almost time to fish. I like going fishing. I said, oh man. Then the weather got all crazy on us. But practice self-care. If we don't balance, key word here, balance our lives and do things we enjoy, we might become overwhelmed and stressed, which in turn will lead to a possible relapse. So you want to live the balanced life. Yes, it's beautiful to go to work. Everybody who has a job, that's great. But if work is all work and work is work at home and work is work, and you don't do anything you enjoy, I don't care who you are, you will become overwhelmed and you will be stressed out. And then that will possibly lead you to a relapse or at least have you out of work for a while because you're not practicing self-care. Practicing self-care is very important. You got to practice self-care. Next, connect spiritually to a higher power. One can find meaning in spirituality through organized religion, AA, NA groups, nature, music groups of people, or an understanding of a higher power. Spirituality can change, evolve, and grow over time. Fully connected to something bigger than yourself can help keep you motivated and accountable to continue your recovery journey. That's me all day long. My foundation is my spiritual foundation. It's I build everything in my life, my job, my business, my marriage, my relationships starts off of my spiritual foundation, my understanding of my high power. Everything comes off of there. If I would have to, no matter if it's job, marriage, relationships, if all of them ask me to take away my spiritual foundation, I'll leave them before I leave my spiritual foundation, because that's my source. That's what I base all my life on. So when you connect spiritually to a higher power, one can find meaning. You can find meaning, and also it says keep you motivated. That keeps me motivated every day of the week. I still be sometimes my wife hear me speaking like on Sunday or something. She's be like, I can't even believe that shit. I said, man, I'm motivated. Next
is maintain healthy sleep, eating, and exercise habits. Addiction can wreck our bodies. Sticking to healthy habits can help alleviate symptoms of depression and anxiety and decrease bad moods. Getting enough sleep, exercise, and water can fuel our bodies with healthy foods, can help us feel good both physically and mentally.
Addiction can wreak havoc on our body. Man, you gotta remember that. You can when we maintain healthy sleep, eat, and exercise. Exercise is different for everybody. You can take walks. My mom always texts me, say, I just did 2 laps. I say, hey, that's good, Mom. I just did 2 laps. It was nice that I did an extra one. So exercise can be anything for a lot of different people, but when we come out of addiction, most of the people who suffer from struggling with some type of substance, doctors wasn't even on the list. Nobody was going to the doctor. So our bodies was destroyed. So getting enough sleep, exercise, and water can fuel our bodies, and healthy food, start trying to eat right.
Exercise can also help reduce stress.
Yeah.
And stress can affect your immune system. So the more stressed you are, the weaker your immune system is. So make sure you get some exercise, whatever that means. Dancing, running, playing a sport, something.
Do something. Last but not least, seek help if you are struggling. This is a time for you to call us. If you're struggling and you need to go away, you can give us a call. Recovery is a journey, and that means there will be bumps along the way. It's about progress, not perfection. Everyone struggles during their journey, and being honest about our struggles allows us to reach out to those who are supportive and willing to help. Build a support system and use it. Keyword, use it. The people you reach out to might be able to help re-spark your motivation, but they'll never be able to help you if you don't speak up when you're in need. Listen to me, this is so good. A lot of times people call you, reach out to you after they mess up. But the reason you got the numbers and the mentors and the sponsors and all this stuff is for you to call them before you mess up. You can call them after, but when you have the thought, the desire, the craving to do something, call them before you do it. A lot of times it's not bad that you call after the fact, but you have to have in your mind that one time where you messed up could possibly be your last, where you can't call after it. So if you're having bad desires, bad cravings, seek help if you are struggling. Call, reach out to somebody. Our number is 856-391-7449, 1-800-236-2448. And you can call us all throughout the day. Leave messages, contact us on social media. You can always contact Capital Recovery Center if you find yourself in a place of struggling. And today we just went over tips for staying motivated in recovery. You can come to Capital Recovery Center, stop in. We'll be here all day till 9 p.m. Share this video, tell people to come into Capital Recovery Center, 72 North Pearl Street. Come look at and check out the facility. We'll see you guys Thursday.